All right, cadets, today we will be teaching you about inspection. The flight sergeant will call flight fallen. The cadet in the first element, the element leader, will stand to the right of the flight sergeant. They will shoot their left arm up for spacing, stand at attention, do an about face, and take 5 steps forward. Then we'll stand at attention and do an about face. The rest of the cadets will fall in line, shooting their left arms up and their right arms up in order to have adequate spacing. They will put their arms down immediately. The flight sergeant will then call open ranks march, and the first element will take 2 steps forward, the second element will take 1 step forward, and the third element will take no steps forward. As their feet come together, their left arms will shoot up and their heads will snap to the right 45 degrees. The element leaders will not move their heads, they will continue to look forward. The flight sergeant will then do a left face, take 2 steps, do a right flank, and they will stop at each element, bend forward slightly, and call 1 back, 2 back, 3 up, whatever they need to do to make sure all the cadets are in line. After the spacing is done, they will do an about face and continue the same path they took. They will then salute their commander, say, "Sir," or "Ma'am, flight is ready for inspection." The commander will salute back and say, "Will you accompany me on this inspection?" She will then an about face and call ready front. All the cadets will look forward, snap their arms back to attention, and she will call second and third element to parade rest. They will then take the most direct path to the first cadet and the first element. The flight commander will stand directly in front of the cadet, and the flight sergeant will stand directly next to the commander. They will ask, "How's your day today, cadet?" And the cadet will respond, "Outstanding, ma'am," or "Outstanding, sir." They will then check for lint, missing items, haircut, socks, making sure everything is perfectly in line. And when in ABUs, they will make sure that all pockets are indeed buttoned. The sergeant writes down everything, making sure their score is correct, and they will ask a question at the end of each inspection, like, "Who's your sassy?" Once finished, the commander will say, "Next cadet." They will right face, take 1 step forward, then left face, and repeat the same process. As the flight sergeant and commander go to each new element, the prior element will call their element to parade rest, and the second element will call their element to attention. This will then repeat until the commander and sergeant finish with the last cadet, and everybody should be at parade rest. As we can see, this cadet, Kurt Ford, is doing everything all wrong. His collar should be flattened down, his hat should not be on backwards, he should not have any headphones in, and his shoes are all wrong. He does not even have his belt correct. He needs to button up his shirt and fix his ranks. Do not be Kurt Ford. And again, for Cadet Kennedy, his name tag and his ribbon rack were switched around. Your ribbon rack will always be on the left side of your chest when looking down, and your name tag will always be on the right side of your chest when looking down. Never mix that up. And remember, for the men on the back of their pants, their button always needs to be buttoned. Women do not have that button. When going to the front, they will again do the 4 steps. They will flank. They will then take the most direct route back to their original positions. The flight sergeant will inspect the commander first. The commander will then inspect the sergeant, asking them the same questions, always treating them fairly. Making sure your hair is cut, Espinoza. As you can see, all cadets are perfectly at parade rest. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, looking forward, doing nothing. The sergeant will then call everybody back to attention. They will then call close ranks march. The first element will stay exactly where they are. The second element will take 1 step forward, and the third element will take 2 steps forward. They will then call flight fallout or flight dismissed, take 1 step back with their left foot, come to attention, and then do an about face to be dismissed.